I want to make a quick video, man. Um, I want to talk about gentrification. I want to go into what it means, what gentrification means. And a bit ties into black economics. It ties into economics, period, within the inner city, within the quote unquote hood. Um, and it's happening right now in every major city. Excuse me. Dallas, Detroit, New York City, Harlem, the Bronx, DC, Miami, Atlanta, Georgia, Oakland, any city that you go to in the United States and even in the world, but in the United States, that's quote unquote the inner city, the actual city of that community is in some ways dealing with gentrification. You say, well, what is gentrification, and how is it negative? How is it negatively affecting a certain culture of people, a disenfranchised people, the minority, the poor people, even the poor working class people of the community, which is being gentrified? What you have is you have a influx of middle class and upper class, middle class people coming into the area, buying up the cheap real estate. Because we know it's a penny on the dollar, because a lot of the inner city real estate is boarded houses and former, crack houses and old tire shops that may have closed down. You go to any major city, it looks run down. And when you hear gentrification, you think, well, if they're going to build new cities, if they're going to build new areas, they're going to cause the area to come, bring in some coffee shops and some, fashion apparel shops and things like that. That's economic boom within the city or within the community. But the negative with that is you have the middle class, the investors, the real estate agents who are coming into who are coming into the inner city, buying these areas, setting up their shops, but they're moving the poor people out. They're moving the black and Latinos out. And the negative impact is they're taking over the community. My whole thing was, why can't they put in programs to help the inner city, but without overhauling it and moving poor people totally out? Why can't they say, okay, we're going to bring some job placement, we're going to teach you guys how to budget, how to bring job placement, how to run a household, how to build a community up, how to invest in your community. We're going to show you that. See, it's like this. They're redoing the community on one hand, and then pushing us out the community on the other hand. And the negative to that is the people who are being pushed out the land are still poor, still don't have many houses. And it would be nice if we who built this nation, we're not getting paid money, of course, wink, wink, which probably we should be owed for 200, 300 years of slavery. But it'll be mindful, or it'll be wise if they provided affordable housing for those of a certain income. Affordable housing, similar, you say Section 8 HUD, but affordable housing for those who are from the community. Even if you have to say, okay, guys, we're gonna build affordable housing. And not only that, we're gonna make some job placement to the area. Not only that, we're gonna hold some classes about finances. See, but that's not going to happen because they truly don't care about poor people. Whenever you get money involved in a situation, it tends to corrupt even the most moral people, and money has corrupted the politics of the local level of every city. Most of us should know that those who are in politics, the mayors and stuff, are not necessarily there for the poor people anyway, because the people who really pay them, the big donors, are people who have corporations and those who have aspirations of real estate or building or for a purpose of money. So I think we have to ask ourselves, how do we invest in our communities? How do we bring in money, keep money, buy things for ourselves, build stores? How do we do that? Honestly, if the government did it, that would be okay. But I think it's going to fall on the church. It's going to fall on the church, whether big, medium, small, or mega church. It's going to fall on the church to start hosting these classes. We've got so many professionals in the church hosting these classes on finances, hosting these classes on banking, hosting these classes on things like that. And then not only hosting those classes, see if we can start gathering a group of 5, 10, or 20 people, go to some of the city hall meetings. But before we go, write down the plan. Write down what we want to do. Write down what we want to accomplish. Write down what we want to receive. Write down what we would do if we were asking for $3 million. And with that, go there, speak, whether it's once a week, twice a week, speak. Let our councilmen and women know what it is that we want. And do that consistently till we get what we want. And if we don't get what we want, we're going to start, not necessarily a riot, we're going to start videotaping us trying. Because you want to have a plan in order as you're moving, as you're going. And we have to become unified as a people. If the people don't become unified, nothing will happen, guys. When we talk about gentrification, most people look at white people as the people who are moving in. But I'm going to tell you another nugget. The Hispanics are coming in and they're buying land. They're getting land. They're working together. They're doing economics together. And when you buy land as the ground root of success, or the ground root of building a community is land. You can talk about building, but you can't stay in space. You're going to have some visible place to stay. Land is obviously important. Why can't you get a group of 15 people, get a group of 100 and say, this is what we're going to do? It's hard to gather people together, especially black people. But I believe that it's possible. I believe that it's very possible. I believe that we can gather a group together and say, okay, this is our objective. If we want to see a better place for our children, if we want to see a better community, that's something that we better think about. Guys, give me some feedback. Email me, talk to me. I'm wondering, can or are we even thinking on this level? It's bigger than just buy black. We're at the level where it's okay. We need to start meeting. We need to start exchanging ideas. We need to start going to these city council meetings. We need to get serious about our communities. Buying purses and clothes and cars. You can't pass that stuff down to generations. And we're failing the next generation because what tends to happen is we work hard and bust our butts. Our dads worked hard and bust our butts. And our kids are going to have to work hard and bust their butts. When you look at the wealthy leave their kids some kind of foundation. Hey, I built this to 10. You take it to 30. Your children take it to 60. We got to start thinking in terms of long-term thinking. I am calling my people out. We have it within us by God Almighty. But we're going to have to use our minds and think. I'm D, guys, signing out. Be blessed and have a great day.